Many years ago, in a quiet village in Asia, there lived an old gardener. Every morning before the sun rose, he would walk slowly into his garden. He watered the soil. He checked the leaves. He cared for every plant as if it were part of his family. But among all the plants in his garden, there was one that confused the people in the village. It was a small patch of soil where the gardener had planted bamboo. Weeks passed, then months, then years, and still nothing grew. One day, a young boy from the village walked by and asked him, "Why do you keep watering that empty ground? There's nothing there." The old gardener smiled gently. "There is something there," he said. "You just can't see it yet." The boy looked at the soil again. It still looked empty. So he shook his head and walked away. But the old gardener kept watering. Every morning, every evening, season after season. Then one spring morning something finally appeared. A small green shoot pushed its way out of the soil. It was bamboo. But that wasn't the surprising part. The surprising part was what happened next. Within just a few weeks, the bamboo began to grow faster than anyone in the village had ever seen. Day by day, it climbed higher. Soon it was taller than the boy, then taller than the gardener. Within a short time, it stood high above the rest of the garden. The boy ran back to the gardener in amazement. "How did it grow so fast?" he asked. The old gardener looked at the tall bamboo swaying gently in the wind. "It didn't grow in a few weeks," he said quietly. "It was growing for years." He pointed to the ground. Before bamboo grows tall above the earth, it spends years building its roots underground. While everyone thought nothing was happening, the most important work was taking place. The boy watched the bamboo carefully. Just then a strong wind began to blow through the garden. The tall trees nearby resisted the wind. Their branches shook violently. But the bamboo did something different. It bent. The wind pushed it low, almost touching the ground. The boy gasped, "It's going to break!" But the bamboo didn't break. It moved with the wind. And when the wind finally passed, the bamboo slowly rose back up again, still standing, still alive, still strong. The old gardener smiled again. "Bamboo teaches two important lessons," he said. "First, true strength is not about resisting everything. Sometimes strength means learning how to bend." The boy nodded slowly. "And the second lesson?" he asked. The gardener gently tapped the soil with his foot. "The second lesson," he said, "is that the most important growth often happens where nobody can see it." Years later, the boy grew up and left the village. Life, just like the gardener had warned, brought many storms. There were moments of failure, moments of loneliness, moments when he felt like he was falling behind everyone else. But every time life pushed him down, he remembered the bamboo. He remembered the roots growing quietly beneath the soil. And he remembered the way bamboo bends in the storm, but never breaks. That memory stayed with him for the rest of his life, because real strength, he finally understood, is not loud. It is not proud. It does not need to prove itself to the world. Real strength is quiet. It grows slowly. It builds deep roots. And when the storms of life arrive, it bends, waits, and rises again, just like bamboo.